Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Invincible episode 4 of season 1. Last time we got kind of Mount Rushmore-y, high school love triangle-esque kind of silliness, but it was all right. We'll see. Hopefully we get more into some crazy stuff this time. And I don't know, we'll see what Robot's doing. That seems kind of insane. And we'll see where stuff goes from here. Hope you leave a like and subscribe. Get a month ahead on Patreon, and like I always say, if you want to see us do more stuff like this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment, tell us that you're really enjoying these type of reactions, and show some support, because if the series does really well, we might be more inclined to do more stuff like it, step outside of our comfort zone. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and check out Patreon, like I said, to get a month ahead on this show and many others. Uncut reactions over there as well. That's linked in the description, patreon.com/BOLDcast. Let's go. What? I'm not watching because I don't want it to like basically reveal what's going to be touched on this episode.
It was just a very literal recap.
I just know whenever I would watch like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones or other shows, it's just like they end up just telling you exactly what's going to happen through context clues. Whoa, is that foreshadowing? Where is this? Is it Egypt?
Archaeology expedition over here. We're gonna unlock something evil.
Too slow.
Giving, Zayn. Not as much as what's under it.
Wow. Did you see that? He just threw his cigarette at that guy.
Are you really surprised? Look at this guy.
You should let him go in there and just close it.
Are they gonna do the Invincible thing? I wonder how they're gonna work that in. Is he gonna find the fucking Ark of the Covenant? What's gonna be down here?
He's gonna open that, and then it's gonna be the next.
It's gonna be Yu-Gi-Oh! He's gonna find
Soon you will once again
Exodia.
this world what it means to truly suffer.
The Pharaoh.
My God, he's resurrecting Kahor.
Lucky.
Gain some altitude. Messing up the desert.
Huh? Sorry.
And pick up the pace. You need to push yourself if you want to
Doing
build
5
speed
laps
and
around the
endurance.
world every
I can't
morning.
believe I still have to exercise.
Okay. Let's take a break.
Now you're talking.
Last one to Mount Everest does the dishes for a week. Go!
That's not fair.
Where's Mount Everest?
It's the high one.
Yeah, right here. This is where I killed a bunch of people just a couple weeks ago.
Wait,
There's a reason I brought you here today.
Did you kill this guy? No, he froze up here. He's 100 years old.
What the fuck? Hi, sorry. It's okay. I'm in.
Oh, they worked it in. Oh, that's so clever.
Sometimes I forget how beautiful this planet can be. Too bad the human race is hell-bent on destroying it. Good thing they got us, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, to keep him in line.
So, is Viltrum that different?
Oh, it's very different. We've ended wars all over the universe, brought peace to thousands of galaxies, lifted alien races out of the mud and into the future. It's why I'm here on Earth.
I still can't believe you left everything to come help a planet you've never even seen.
I told you I was part of the
World Betterment Committee? Yeah, I know. But that's still not a reason.
Well, when your grandparents died, I was lost for a long time. They were the only family I had. Coming here felt like a chance to build something new.
You mean, like with Mom?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, your mom changed everything. She turned this place from a job to a home. Then you came along and changed it all again.
I don't know if I could do that.
Hey, keeping the universe safe, living up to our people's heritage. It takes sacrifice, Mark. That's what I'm trying to teach you.
Sure. I get that.
Okay.
The GTA are snakes. They don't care about us. Or my
Olga.
poor Joseph.
Olga.
No Olga. Is he? No one is in jail. No one is on the news. They know who did this and they don't care.
Why wouldn't they care?
I don't know, but I can tell when people are lying.
The mom's just gonna start putting it all together, and then
course she
it's
will.
just gonna be a huge problem.
Olga, did Joseph ever lie to you?
Of course, all heroes do. I only made the mistake of believing him once, when he told me everything was going to be fine.
Yikes. She's like, oh, he's right about everything he does. That's kind of unsettling.
Boy, I love not taking out the garbage for him.
Is Chrome's search history going to be the end of this? Going to be a huge plot point here?
Try not to sweep the girl off her feet too much.
Guess where they're going? Out.
Ooh, out. Every woman's favorite destination for a romantic.
Would say we go out too, huh? Can't let a couple of teenagers show us up.
Olga wants me to sell her house. Oh, the poor woman's barely holding it together. She thinks there's a conspiracy around the murders.
She needs to quit drinking. Wow. Remember last year's Christmas party? She was a wreck.
Wow. Okay.
He literally just has zero empathy for anyone.
If you'd come.
You were in my house. You frightened my wife.
You murdered 7 people.
Maybe it was you. Maybe you came to finish the job you started with the Guardians. You're the demon, after all.
And demons know evil when they see it.
If you threaten my family again with your conspiracy theory bullshit...
You'll kill me.
I won't have to. Who do you think they're gonna believe? Me or you?
You just gave him all the confirmation you could have possibly needed.
I've been recording this
Won't
conversation,
give up,
by the way.
Nolan. Can't hide truth. Wife already suspects. How long
This guy?
until son does?
He
We
just
don't know if
wants
he
to
can
get the wife
die.
Killed.
Go fuck yourself, Darkblood.
Just throwing the wife under the bus so much.
This'll do.
He's so on brand. Is he making a? He's
Yeah, I think
making
he's
a
making
cloning
a clone
machine
right now. Put that together fast.
Oh. Whoa. Alright, he'll be out in 9 months.
Hello, brother. You must be hungry.
Concentrated double quarter pounder meat.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Were you napping?
I was defragmenting, Rex.
Okay, well, quit. You don't
Was that just a clever transition, or what? Does he actually have a camera in there?
It seems like he does.
Whoa.
And this is the exact spot where they all died.
Guys, I've never felt more safe in my entire life.
your time about how you're an original member of the Guardians of the Globe.
You'll do what? Exactly.
I don't know. Probably explode something. Ooh, maybe you're nuts.
Wow.
Is it weird that I'm nervous?
No, I am too.
Pick up your jaw.
I didn't know you could feel anything. You're a robot.
You missed a spot?
Left that one there as a reminder. And when you prove yourselves worthy of the heroes who
Okay.
came before you, it'll get cleaned off. Until then, stare at it whenever you think you're hot shit.
Yikes.
All right, goddamn.
Settle in.
I'm glad we have an understanding.
Ow! What the hell? Ugh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have pinched a nerve. I forget how soft humans are.
Is he gonna clone all of them?
Okay.
You've been working all night. How about we go to bed?
Nolan,
Okay, what's going on?
nothing. Just work stuff.
You're the wife of the most powerful man on Earth. You shouldn't have to deal with work stuff.
Did you seriously say that?
What?
I'm not just your wife, Nolan. I like dealing with work stuff.
Yeah, and I love that about
Oh, please,
you.
don't give me that shit. Don't you dare shush me. Nolan! No.
Hey, sorry. I meant to teleport to your front door, but this thing isn't exactly Swiss in its precision.
I almost killed you.
Yeah, I noticed. Didn't expect you on me so fast.
Yeah, I'm a little jumpy. Maybe you can understand that.
Why are you here, Cecil?
I expect to feel the same way next time when you plan the date.
That sounds like a commitment to a second date?
It's our third date, you fucking moron.
Night, Mark Mason.
Oh, I'm so happy for him.
NASA's about to launch the first manned mission to Mars.
Yeah, I saw that. It's cool.
I need your father to shadow the mission, only he won't do it.
I'm busy training my son, Cecil, and with the Guardians gone, I'm needed here on Earth. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to get rid of me.
It's because of the Guardians massacre.
You think people are going to care about Mars if there's an attack on Earth and I'm not here to save them?
I think they're going to care if
Pretty
the first
valid.
4 people to walk on another world end up dying.
My priority
To me, that's like, there's aliens around. Why do you care about going to Mars so
I guess
much?
this is the part where I volunteer. I mean, that's what happened last time you came here asking Dad to go to space.
Yeah, that was the moon, Mark. That hardly counts as space.
You were just teaching me responsibilities.
I don't like Mark missing school, but I can't think of a better reason than keeping people safe.
How much school am I really gonna miss? I can zip up to Mars and be back tomorrow.
The fact that you don't know how far away Mars is exactly why you shouldn't be missing school.
It's a 2-week mission.
2 weeks? Dad's right. I'm not ready. Things are
Wow.
Instant turnaround.
You need to decide what kind of hero you want to be.
W, Mom.
I'll do it.
I'll pack a lunch, kid.
Sir, we wanted Nolan off-planet so we could investigate him for the murders without arousing his suspicion.
Thanks for the recap there, Donald. I had no idea that's what they wanted.
I can't tell her the truth either.
This is why dating regular people is a pain in the ass.
Sure,
Just
but
date me
it's
instead.
Not like dating Rex worked out.
Hey!
Wow.
Get fucked.
You help me with my Amber stuff. I'll help you with your Rex stuff.
It's not just Rex, Mark. It's everything. It's my parents and school and college. And I don't know.
Yeah, she has a life too.
What I want to do.
If you need anything or want to talk about it, I'm here. After I get back from Mars, I mean.
Thanks. Look, once you tell someone your secret identity, that's it. So, if you're gonna tell Amber the truth, you better be serious about her. Are you serious about her,
Gatekeeping.
Mark?
What?
She's not telling him that because she's actually concerned about the relationship. She's saying it because, like, she's not the right one for you. Don't date normal people, you know.
Whoa.
I figured you'd need something to store your rice separator in, and I found some extra change in the couch, so...
That's very thoughtful. Thank you. Come on in.
Listen, Amber, I'm
You're what?
volunteering, just like you. I'm going away and helping people for 2 weeks.
What?
Like, far away.
Well, that's great. When?
Now.
Any minute now.
For real? Where are you going?
You know, it's deserty. Hardly anyone goes there. There's almost no buildings or anything.
You don't know where you're going.
I signed up last minute. Amber,
Does he need to be on the ship?
I think he's gonna follow them.
Totally desperate. I'll bring you back a souvenir.
1, and we have liftoff of the Mars mission and international exploration knowledge in ways we can only imagine.
Cutting it close, kid.
I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. The main reason you're on this mission is the Martians.
What, there are Martians?
Wait.
Right, we've heard about that.
I never thought about it.
We don't know much about them, but we know they live underground and keep to themselves. Shouldn't have any trouble, just keep an eye out.
Martian, way to bury the lead, Cecil.
Actually, the lead is make sure our astronauts get home safe. Humanity's helping.
You could have put the pressure on me in my kitchen, but instead you did it while I'm on the on the ship itself. Is that a reference I don't understand? Did we see that? Did we skip an episode?
Was that like someone that got like thrown out there or something? I don't remember.
I forget, maybe it was first episode?
He doesn't understand his responsibilities.
Oh, it was in the first episode and when all the guys were like fighting, like in, yeah.
Yeah.
His powers, you've been different.
I'm trying to teach him.
You've been distant, annoyed at everything, and you've been mean.
I've been under a lot of stress.
You've been talking about home. You never talk about home.
I want Mark to know his people.
I don't even know your people. I've never even met another Viltrumite.
I've told you.
You've told me stories, yes, but that's not
There's something, did he destroy his planet?
Yeah, he killed all of them.
I'm not.
You're not what?
I never thought I would have a family. And then you came along.
Yeah, well, you've had like,
And I love you
whatever, 17 years to get used to it.
so much. But when I see Mark with his powers, and after what happened to the Guardians, I'm terrified I could lose everything.
Yeah, good cover.
Well, Mark's gone for 2 weeks.
And?
Remember our first trip together?
Nolan, I told Olga I'd sell her house.
Her house will still be here when we get back. Hey, you asked me what we do. We do this.
He's like, I need to stay here. I need to be alert. I can't go to Mars. Hey, you want to go on a trip?
I can't believe it's still here. Oh, we'll never get in.
I made reservations.
You never make reservations.
Why is, what is
He's just trying to not be suspicious.
Yeah, he's going above and beyond.
Whoa.
All humankind.
Nice job, Hank.
Hey, what's that?
I feel like they should have put him in a different outfit just to like, in case they saw him, they like at least wouldn't be able to recognize that he was sent by Earth. Like if they saw him, they could be like, oh, there's like this other thing out there, you know?
Yeah, maybe not the best color scheme for this mission.
You were saying?
Oh, this sucks.
How does your phone still have charge? Maybe you had a portable charger, I don't know. What if they left without him?
Maybe they have a charger in the shuttle?
You're just calling everything. What's gonna happen next?
They all got taken by the Martians.
They all got taken already? Oh my fucking god. Or they're taking selfies while people getting kidnapped.
Julius Caesar, one of Earth's greatest conquerors, reduced to that.
I think Caesar's doing just fine history-wise.
Yeah, I suppose.
Now why is he talking about
20
conquerors?
years ago, Nolan.
Oh. Mostly I remember you dumping me right after.
Oh, yeah, because you were a dick.
Come on, I flew you to Rome.
Yeah, and you expected me to worship you because of it.
I was new here. I got better.
You know what? You
At
only got a second
faking
date
it.
because I saw you save those kids on the news.
He just showed off and like charmed her with his,
Still feel something's wrong.
just did heroic acts in public just to make her
if it's what happened to the Guardians or Mark or if it's
literally
just
virtue
us,
signal.
but I feel like I'm standing on the edge of a cliff. And I'm the only one of us who can't fly.
They are
I'm
like,
being honest with you, Debbie.
About what?
About the murders.
Nolan?
Cecil thinks I had something to do what happened to the Guardians.
But you didn't.
I'm the only survivor, and I'm not human, and Cecil's never liked me.
You have to talk to him.
I've tried. This could get bad.
What do we do?
We stay together as a family. You, me, and Mark. All you have to do is trust me.
a dragon?
Do you trust me, Debbie?
There's a dragon!
Me. Do you trust me?
I trust you.
I also trust you to take care of that dragon.
Okay, now do something!
I'm on vacation with my beautiful wife.
He doesn't have like
Cecil earned his paycheck.
People are dying. Her.
It's like, I don't, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just like, what I most really also liked about you is that you were saving people. And then 2 seconds later, he's like, I'll let everyone die just so I can finish this conversation with you.
It's just, it's like that whole, sorry, we paused, by the way, Uncut People. I don't know if they could have had a scene that more spelled out exactly what was going to happen and what was like the subtext, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I liked the scene. I thought it was good. It's just like, I feel like I'm standing on a cliff and I'm the only one who can't fly. And then people are literally getting burned alive behind him and he's just like so unconcerned. It's like I feel like all that stuff was implicit and then they just literally spelled it all out.
It's so
I guess it's just for people who might not have been paying as close attention.
It's also interesting. I think it also just shows like how the scene of just like how manipulative he is.
Oh yeah.
Of like, oh yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I did all this great stuff.
Yes.
And now that I think that you're losing faith in me, I'm just going to do the exact same thing that worked the first time to make me win you over. I'm just going to do that again.
Yeah.
And then because you care about me, you will believe me and trust me rather than like the common sense or like let any like thoughts creep in.
And then he gets in front of it, tries to say like, oh, Cecil thinks that I'm this. I'm
he's
an
just
only
like
survivor. I'm not human.
And acting like, and not being, and he's so smart about it, though, like not confronting her. Like he's like, instead of being like, oh, do you think this? He's just like acting like, he's like, oh, I have to tell you something about it. You know, I think Cecil, like, I think he's out to get me. I think and then she's like, oh, that could explain all of this.
Yeah.
If Cecil thinks that he's up to something, then yeah, that is true. Cecil has always not liked you, this and that. And it's just like building up this whole other thing. And then, yeah, how he just immediately, like, people are dying. He could kill that dragon in 2 seconds. It's the weird thing of, like, he is prioritizing her in that situation to, like, because he's always like, oh, you should just ditch your family and go and do the superhero thing. But then here he's staying with her instead of going and do the superhero thing.
Yeah, he's like holding these people hostage to get her agreement.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing because he's always just like, oh, son, you know, you left your girlfriend, that's a good thing. But then he's trying so hard to convince her that he is at the same time kind of doing the opposite because she doesn't like that people are dying and he's completely capable of doing something about it and he's not like Sorry, but then it like it still like works in his favor, you know. It's just really interesting.
Yeah, he's both. You could see it as like it might be both or it might be either. He's like manipulating her and holding these people hostage, and it's also illustrating that how little he cares about the human life aspect of it. Because like the previous part of that conversation, he was just talking about like, oh, remember you did all this? You only saved the like we learn about their history about how they met. And it's like, he was an asshole, and then to win her back, he like looked like a good guy and faked being a nice person and caring about people. He has no empathy for humans.
It's clear that he has none, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and they showed that at the end of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sorry, what I do also like about it is that like before we see how little empathy he has in regards to the Guardians of the Globe, like he's always just shitting on them and doesn't care that they died, but you could be like, oh, well, he still does, I guess, care about like other people. He just didn't like them because they were competition. But then in this, it's like there are people dying 10 feet behind him and he doesn't care, you know?
It's not just that he like disregards them. It's that I like the way they illustrated how it just is not a concern. Like it's just like, it's just as if anything was happening. Like they could like whether people or there's cars driving by behind him or there's a dragon murdering like dozens of people. They're equal levels of sort of on his radar because that's how little he has. He doesn't have that like caring instinct. He only does it for the notoriety, and on one hand, I like the way that they put all this on. On the other hand, I feel like it's kind of spoiling the show because it feels like this whole scene was to illustrate things that you should have been picking up on if you paid any attention. And it's sort of like they set the game to easy mode for a second for people. Like if you didn't pick up like this scene is for people who aren't picking up the subtext, who aren't really looking at it and picking up sort of the subtlety of the dialogue and everything, and aren't really understanding how narcissistic he is. It's like they wanted to make sure that everybody knows knows how he's narcissistic and how he is. It's hard to call him a sociopath because he's technically not a human, but like he just how little regard he has for human life and how manipulative he is towards his family. I like that they showed that. I'm not annoyed. I'm not disappointed. I'm just a little. I guess. I just kind of wish that they didn't do it. I wish that they just let the show speak for itself and let the implicity and the subtlety of the dialogue speak for itself and not, give the game away so much. That's all.
I did have one more thing to say. Is it's interesting in the previous episode when he went and just like annihilated that entire planet of aliens, and you were like, oh, what? I'm sure not all of these aliens were hell bent on taking over Earth, but what about the ones that were just sitting there and doing nothing and like they had their own lives, weren't really a part of it, and how he just kills them all with like zero mercy, and you're just bringing up that he's not a human, and it's like that like there's to him, even though he looks like the humans and like I guess they're similar in some ways, it's kind of the same, like they're a different species than him, and he seems that he has no problem, like they're just different from him.
That's what I was talking about with Superman last time, like how Superman, like there's so many stories like this where Superman's like the perfect guy, but then if you think about it, he's not actually even a human being. He's a literal alien, sort of lording over these people that are kind of like him because he grew up there. But and then in Superman there's Zod, who is like a commander of the fucking army of where he came from and shit, who was exiled and who doesn't have empathy for humans because he doesn't see them as the same as himself. And anyway, same shit. What do you think you're gonna find? Is he gonna hack into her computer? What is
he's not just gonna keep. You already know he did it.
How many times have you appeared in there? This is like the 5th time you've appeared in the house. What evidence are you trying to find here? What is he going to find? I think Omni-Man's just leaving evidence. Like what?
Something from his past, maybe?
You can come out.
I'm not hiding.
Cecil.
Oh, it's not their house.
No one warned us about you.
Or no, it is their house. What am I talking about? No one warned us about you. Are they not working on the same side? Has Cecil got another... He's playing another game?
He's doing something else now?
Because I really want to
Or just that he keeps showing
up
and he's like tipping him off that they're onto him?
Maybe.
A bit late anyway. Oh, okay.
Oh my god, these face hugger things. That's fucking crazy. What the fuck? They're like little brains.
The hell?
What the fuck? Oh, the Martians. Oh. Right. This guy from... He was a Martian.
Whoa! No, I am very affected by them. I can still taste them. Ugh.
The other in white, are they like you?
The astronauts? I mean, kinda, but not exactly. Wait, you know where they are? And you speak English?
We speak Martian.
What? Where are they? Whoa, there's like a metropolis. Oh, they have their own, like...
Welcome to Mars, Earthman.
Thanks for having me, Marsman, Mr. Marsman, sir, Your Highness.
What is your purpose?
It looks more like a Mars Pope.
I'm really gonna
They look like the fucking...
Oh, hey guys.
The guys from Star Wars Episode 1. The Viceroy, or whatever the fuck.
Oh.
The Sequids are the very reason I captured your... They are a world-destroying race.
They're trying to get rid of them.
Left a trail of destruction across the universe before crashing onto our planet. Alone, their group mind is scattered and weak, but with an appropriate host, they become unified and unstoppable. Our shape-changing abilities let us resist, but if a single Sequid fuses with one of your people, they will rise up as one and savage Mars.
Ah, shit.
Soon after, Earth
Oh.
Tell me, Earthman.
I can just punch
how
stuff.
are
I don't
you
think this is a
able to
great...
resist them?
I'm part Viltrumite. Ever heard of us?
I am the Emperor of Mars. Of course I've heard of you.
Okay, well then.
No, he hasn't.
So, if you're all good, we'll finish our science and head home.
Impossible! The humans are scheduled for immediate execution. We cannot risk them coming in encounter with the sacred.
I understand.
I understand. Those little brain things are on the ship. They're totally on the ship.
They better not be on the ship.
They're gonna be fully on the ship. These people are fucking dead. Doing the whole checklist. Is he gonna kill all these guys?
Just cover them with dust so they can get away. They're all just fighting each other now.
I think he's kind of beating them up.
I thought they were all just gonna be like fighting each other because they can't see anything.
Get out of there before they use like some whip on you.
Just said that.
Is he gonna see one of those little things?
I think I can lift that. He's just gonna.
No hard feelings, right? I'm gonna take a rock if that's okay. Yeah?
It's just so pointless.
Is anyone else kind of bummed that, you know... Ah!
Come on!
Oh, it's a Martian shapeshifter. Well, Mars is doomed, and so is humanity. I think they're just getting freaky.
Oh, hey, you're back early. Wow.
How was Mars?
By the looks of it, less eventful than whatever was.
Why are you guys sitting in the dark?
And Mom, why don't you get a new shirt? Please.
She's been wearing the same shirt for like 3 months.
I guess everyone wears the same thing, but it's funny.
Not sure how grateful they were, but whatever.
Huh. That is a strangely non-specific story.
Check it out. I got you something.
Imagine if you thought it was a rock, but it was actually one of those things. Just like.
What do they call them? A
Rock.
rock?
And not just any rock, a Earth rock. It's an Earth rock.
Whoa, even more impressive.
Whoa, I love Earth.
Maybe never show it to any geologist or anyone who knows anything about rocks. They might tell you something crazy.
Well, thank you. Beautiful.
Sick. Love Earth rocks.
Guess what Donald found when we searched your office?
Disappointment.
Dried blood. Not much, but enough to run for DNA.
The Guardians.
Yep.
Planted and killed Guardians. Didn't try to kill.
Oh, when he came into the office, he put evidence.
But I have to do this anyway.
I guess they can just pin it on him.
Why?
Why? Because you didn't listen to me when I told you to drop the goddamn case.
Destroyed the book you need for rituals centuries ago.
Demonius Ex Mortem? I had a few of my guys reconstruct it. They used artificial intelligence to figure out the missing words. Technology, am I right?
Dominari demonium
That's this guy doing that.
You be the one to protect him.
You can send him back to
The
hell?
problem with demons. You only see good and evil, black and white. Well, I need to keep things gray until I can figure out why Nolan killed the Guardians and how to stop it.
I'd see you in hell. There's a worse place waiting for you.
Or is it just sealing him?
I think it's taking him back to hell.
Oh, now you care about the demon? He's not dead, he's just back in hell.
Isn't that worse?
Isn't that worse? Oh my god.
Okay, robot.
Keeping things gray.
Would he build his own?
Finally, phase 1 begins.
He's making like a super duper man. Taking DNA from a bunch of different people.
Get this, some new evidence came up, and apparently I'm in the clear. He even apologized.
It's in her bag.
I know.
Oh no, is that a tape? What is that?
Nothing to worry
A
about.
recorder?
Everything's fine.
What the hell? He's getting DNA from. Is that somebody? Is that somebody we recognize?
That's just him.
Yeah, maybe. He might be taking DNA from a bunch of different superheroes, growing like a new body to like implant himself into.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
And I guess I think he's not really working with anyone other than himself, and he let that guy go so he could see how the cloning worked.
Maybe.
Because he didn't actually care. He just wanted to know how it worked so he could do it.
Yeah. And now he's like introducing this new blood from Rex, I guess. And he's gonna grow himself a new body, probably with like 1,000,000 powers.
And what I can't.
Unless that is his body. No, it's not. It can't be. Probably not his body, his real body. Like,
I was wondering if it was his real body, and then he was like controlling the
robot.
The robot.
It's either he's growing this thing from scratch to transfer himself into, or that's actually him, and he is like Wi-Fi personal hotspotting this body. So I like this episode a lot more than the last one for sure.
Yeah.
Starts off with some father-son bonding. There was that scene in the middle which I think gave a little bit too much away with the date in wherever the hell they were. Were they in France?
Rome.
In Rome? Rome, yeah. Yeah, they were in Rome. They talked about that. Some dates with Amber, that's cool. Stuff with Cecil. The Mars thing had like its kind of cheesy moments, but I think overall it was actually pretty cool. And it's cool to see Mark doing his own shit and going on his own mission. I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the whole like rock thing at the end. It's like they're just shooting at him, but then he goes down and get the rock, and they exchange like an awkward, again, like marvelly witty banter-esque glance, like, oh, you guys don't mind? Oh, anyway, and then like shoots off. It's just like, okay, you could have done without that, I guess, but doesn't matter. It's just silly. And I wonder if it'll even be a factor that a Martian is. So a Martian is taking the place of one of the humans. One of the humans got controlled by one of the parasites and has now like sort of kickstarted the hive mind of all of these things, and now the Martians are probably screwed. So I wonder if that'll even come back, or if that's just maybe that's a season 2 thing. Maybe that's set up, and then it'll be like, oh, remember in season 1 with all the stuff with the Martians?
We go back to Mars, and then it's just like chaos.
Or like the Martian guy, like I don't know, plays a part in the next season's story or something.
Yeah, I do like that they touched on like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be a victory for humans. We're trying to like do our own thing. Because I was thinking, how absolutely stupid is it to be like conducting these elaborate space missions when you have
superhumans,
literal aliens already on your planet that could fly there and get more or even the same amount of information, you know?
Yeah, humanity becomes kind of obsolete
Yeah.
when you have all these super creatures. And then they banished the one guy who was seeking justice.
Yeah, but to be
because
fair,
wants
he
to
was
keep it
just
gray.
like poking way into it too much.
He was going a little bit hard. They can't really build a case or like find a way to actually defeat Omni. Like so you uncover the truth. What now? Are you gonna call your demon buddies to come and like get this dude? He's killed gods before.
Even if you expose it, like he's the strongest person on Earth. Like whatever, 5 of the other strongest people couldn't defeat him, fighting him all at the same time. So it's like, I think what Cecil wants to do is he just wants to know why, just so he can like feel it out a little bit more and like know maybe what not to do, or like at least know what he's working with, because like you can't go back in time and make it so that he didn't do that, and you cannot hold him accountable in any way. So like you kind of have to do nothing, but at the same time, the more information you have, the more you could be prepared to like avoid something like that in the future.
He's being a lot more strategic about it, which is honestly kind of respectable.
Yeah, and it seems like this guy is he just wanted to get to the bottom of the investigation, but he was giving away way too much by showing up at their house and talking to his wife and everything, and like letting him know that he knew. So it's interesting with this show as well, because in like another show you could be like, where people are kind of doing the same thing, it could be like, oh well, Cecil's kind of being shitty because he knows who did it and he's not doing anything, but it's like he can't do anything, you know? So you can't blame him because he's doing the best option.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I couldn't tell like what they were.
What was in the closet? I don't know. I didn't get that either.
Like, was it just
looks
that he
like
like
a little recorder or something? But you hear Darkblood say like ugh or something at the end. I don't know what the hell that's about.
Is it just that like
it's like this thing?
Yeah,
here.
I think that there's something from his past, because like the theories of like, oh, did he like kill all of his people, or was it like not? Was he not sent here to help them? Like, did he just make all that up? You know?
Yeah.
And he probably has like an item from his past, but I don't know why it would be in somewhere so obvious that his wife could find it.
Is that what that is? Because we heard.
Apologizes. I know. So, nothing to worry about. Everything's fine.
Like, I don't think that's something from his past. I think that's like a little Horcrux from the demon guy, and he put it in there. Like, that's why we would hear his. We don't hear his voice because it's something from.
Oh no, that's his notepad, and he's leaving it, and then the wife is gonna find it.
Is that his notepad?
I think.
I literally can't fucking see what that is.
I think it's his notepad.
It looks like it could be a pack of cigarettes. It looks like it could be a VHS tape. It looks like it could be a flashlight. Like, I have no idea what that is.
Because in the end, I don't think he had. We need to find where he was doing. I'm pretty sure it looked like that. Like it was a black notepad. Not there. It seemed like he always was having it. Yeah, we find the shot where he was like looking around their house.
Wasn't that last episode?
Was that last episode? I thought that it was this episode, but it was in the office. Yeah, because they were on their vacation, and then Cecil showed up in the house with him. Yeah. See, he has it's like a little.
And then and then he heard Cecil, and he was like, "Ah, okay, you're 100% right."
Yeah. And then he just tucked it in there, where hopefully she would find it.
I guess that's why they played his voice there, to make us think of him, because like his notepad didn't make that noise. It's just so that we would know that that's what it was. This seems like a kind of thing that. This seems like the kind of. Maybe it's clear in the comics, like maybe his notebook is like super iconic or something, but this seems like the kind of thing that you would find in like a live action TV show writing sort of thing for him to do that, because there would be shots of like him when he pulls out the notebook, like there's a weird red pentagram or some sort of noticeable thing.
I feel like it's just hard to see because we have the lights and it's
not just
really
the lights.
Dark.
It's like it's a piece of white, it's like a piece of gray, and then it's like a black. Like that could be fucking any square object. Like it seems like the kind of thing if you saw it. Whereas if this was a live action shot and you saw a little notebook just like that, and a notepad that he was writing in, and we'd seen him pull out and like had shots focused on that like put it in our head that it's like a notable thing, then we see that. It's just not the kind of thing I think that is, because like otherwise why would they put his voice in this? Like they did that so that we would think of it and we would maybe so that you would come to that conclusion, but because it's kind of a weird thing to do in animation, because could you if you didn't hear the voice, would you even think of that? Other than the fact that he was in here and he was looking around and stuff. Yeah, that doesn't look like a notebook.
If I'm being honest, maybe it's just I didn't even see that in the.
I thought it was zooming in on the bag.
Yeah, I thought it was zooming in on the bag, and when you're like, "Is that a tape?" I'm like, "How the fuck is that bag a tape?"
Oh. It's just it's kind of a weird. This seems like a script writing, like and then it pans in. On his notebook, and it might say like Darkblood's notebook on the script, and then it's like end of episode or whatever on the final page, and then you're reading the script and you're like, whoa. They go through, they record the dialogue and all the voices, they like lay down the audio track, they make the storyboard, they animate everything, and then they're at that point they're like, maybe we'll have to do some of that, and then they animate everything, they cut it all together, they edit it, they do this last little zoom on, and then they're like, they show it to something. They're like, just like, what was it zooming in on at the end? Oh, I don't know. Maybe we should add something in. How do we like clue in the audience that like that's what that is? Maybe we like play his voice making a noise at the end, and then people like can make the connection. I think that's it. It's just that's like a script writing sort of, like they didn't plan exactly for how this would come across, or they didn't like, maybe it's a story. Also, maybe it could have happened in like the storyboarding process where like this storyboard doesn't quite put the focus enough on this in a subtle way, yet still putting the focus on it. It's not a huge deal. It's just like what they were trying to achieve was kind of clunky how it turned out, and I think if they just drew this differently or put it in a different place, or like made it fall open or something, you know, add a little bit of animation,
Or
like as she shuts the door, then the pages like fly open.
Should have been like some clothes should have been maybe on top of it, and then like it like kind of falls away to reveal the notebook, so you know exactly what you're looking at.
Like maybe she shuts the door and then it like falls onto the floor or something.
Well, not even that obviously. It's just like if you
or
had
something
like
more obvious than this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the way to do. I'm not saying my idea is the perfect idea. That's not what I'm saying. I'm throwing ideas out there because this is bad. This is a bad way of saying it. Not that it's a bad scene or poorly written or it's just like it seems like a bunch of different things happened, and then they got to the end and were like, this isn't quite right. Let's add like a non-diegetic piece of dialogue from the character who's not even present in this scene to clue in the audience to what's going on here.
Yeah.
Because I actually like that he did that, because it's smart, and I like that it didn't show him putting it there, and that the reveal came at the end of the episode. I think it's a good way to end off the episode. I actually like that as like an end thing, that all this research and all this stuff that he's been doing is gonna come into play in a way that's interesting, and you know, to end off the episode like that, I think is really cool. It's just that this shot is a weird shot to say that, and the way it all plays out, and the fact that they had to add that little piece of dialogue is dumb, I think. But again, not actually anything wrong with the show or the plot or anything like that. Just a weird, clunky way to communicate that. It's a lot of time to spend on that. I just want to make it clear that we're not like shitting on the show for something that silly. It's just like, it's just interesting to think about how they could have done that a little bit better, or a little bit cleaner, because we were watching and we were just zooming in and we're just like, what even is that? What is it zooming on? Is it zooming on the...
I wasn't even looking at the right thing.
Me either. I was looking at the bag. I'm like,
too.
There's like this bag up there.
Because I was like, oh, he just like went through that bag when he was looking for stuff, and then it's out of place. But like, what? So they're gonna notice that it's out of place, but what does that mean? Like, yeah. I literally didn't see that.
Yeah, it's just a weird, clunky, like it's just the kind of thing that can happen in like a production with like, there's so many people working on something, and there's like a bunch of layers of action that need to happen in order to come to this conclusion, and it seems like they got to this and were like, we need to make it more clear, and then they added that, and it's just like, you could have just redrawn this shot, I guess, or reanimate this one little part.
Or just even change the colors up a little bit so I could see what I was looking at.
Yeah, and we do have these lights in it that makes it hard to see, but like even if like we didn't, it would still be, it's still not like 100% as clear as it could. It's not as clear as it could be, that's all. Other than that, good episode, I think. I definitely a step up from the last one. I liked this episode a lot more. Interesting to see where it's going. Oh, before we go, it seems like, do you think Robot is going villain mode, or do you think that he is more on Cecil's side? It seems like he's actually they're like, I thought the villain mode was going to be like him going dark side because of all this racism was a fake out, and it still might be. But the more we see, the more I think that he's actually taking it personally, and he's only kind of working with Cecil, and he's actually going villain mode in the end. What do you think?
I think that it has more to do, like, I'm still on my theory that little like weird looking thing in the test tube thing is his actual body, and I think that he is like he feels very detached from like who he is, and like he was trying to talk to Monster Girl about how he can relate to her, of people viewing you as something different than you are. Everyone looks at him and sees just a robot, but actually he's not. But the real form of him is like cannot survive on its own, and is like, you know, all like weak and shriveled up, and he's, you know, getting this job to be like the leader of this group, but no one respects him, but he still got chosen to be there, but that's not...
But do you think that he's a villain, or what do you think?
I think that he's kind of doing his own thing. I don't think that he necessarily, you know, wants to take over the world or even necessarily get revenge on the other side of this.
So you don't think he's a villain?
I don't really think so. I'm kind of thinking that he has his own goals and is willing to, you know, do bad stuff to achieve them, but I don't necessarily think that on the other, like, once he gets what he wants, he's, like, gonna go world domination or, like, take it to a further level other than, you know. But it could just depend on what happens between now and then. If, like, more and more people are, you know, not believing him and just being mean to him, then that could change.
I'm not sure. He could be anti-hero or he could be full-on villain. It's hard to say at this point. The fact that he was working with Cecil makes me think it's more anti-hero, but he could just be playing the anti-hero like Cecil is and then actually becoming a villain in his own right, and will maybe not end up evil. Maybe he'll realize the error of his ways and be a good guy again at the end if, like, he talks to Mark about shit. I don't know. He's definitely interesting, and he's still probably my favorite character so far, other than Nolan. I think Nolan's the most interesting character by far.
And the mom.
She's a good character, but she's good because she's because she's married to Omni-Man and is sort of in between the two main characters. I think I just like the psychology of Nolan and how it's represented, and the acting. How I just love. I haven't said this, I guess, out loud. I probably should have. J.K. Simmons acting as Nolan is just so perfect. Like, the emotion of, like, I don't know, this, like, hollow self is so palpable. Like, you can really feel, like, it just in the voice acting, this sort of the ego and the feigning empathy and the, you know, just you really feel the character come through just in the voice and in the facial animations too, and just like his whole design adds to it as well. But, like, you know who we haven't seen in a while? The fucking dad who was the security guard who, like, went with his stepson, and what the hell happened to that?
I don't know. Maybe that was just the end of it because he got called dad, so it was just like a nice little.
I bet it'll come
wrap
through in
up
the
on their
end.
thing. Maybe we'll see them again towards the end of the show.
I bet when the big fight between Nolan and Mark happens at the end of the show, that is probably going to happen, or whatever that's going to look like, he'll actually die and sacrifice himself, or more tragically, the son will die, and it'll be super, like, disturbing. That would be crazy.
That'd be sad.
Leave a like and subscribe for more disturbing shit and needlessly granular takes and nitpickiness on a little notebook in a closet. If that's the kind of thing that you like, then you've come to the right place. Hope you enjoyed. Check out Patreon to get a month ahead. See you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye.